Although Prudence Crandall was an educator herself, she lacked knowledge about the plight Black people were facing at the time. With the help of her household assistant, Mariah Davis, Crandall began receiving copies of the abolitionist newspaper, The Liberator, and discussing articles about the lack of higher education opportunities for young Black women with Davis and her soon-to-be sister-in-law, Sarah Harris.
Sarah Harris was in domestic service at a house in Canterbury down the road, but she wanted more for herself. She had goals, and she wanted to become a teacher, and she knew that the education that Prudence Crandall was providing could allow her to reach those goals.
However, Crandall doesn't immediately admit Harris.
She's not sure how the town is going to respond, but she knows and she realizes that it's the right thing to do. So by November of 1832, Sarah Harris becomes a full-time student here at the Canterbury Female Boarding School, as it was known back then.
Crandall also allowed Mariah Davis to sit in on classes after her tasks were complete. As Crandall expected, the town was not pleased with her decision. Parents of white students began to pull their children out of the school. Over time, pressure mounted against Crandall to expel her Black students. So much so that state legislators passed what became known as the Black Law, outlawing Black students getting an education without a town's approval.
That was a law that was passed directly in response to this school.
Crandall was arrested a month after the Black Law was passed, but she didn't stay behind bars for long, thanks to the help of abolitionists who paid her bond. Crandall had to go through 3 trials because of her unwavering attempts to educate Black students. DiMartino says Crandall went further out on a limb, writing for the same abolitionist newspaper she began reading just months before, The Liberator.
She says that she wants to spend the rest of her life helping oppressed and marginalized peoples, that wealth is not hers, but education is something that she can pass down, and she wants to continue to teach young women, young African-American women specifically.
Crandall then meets face-to-face with William Lloyd Garrison, the creator of The Liberator. He writes her letters of support as Crandall meets with Black families in New York City, Philadelphia, and Providence. And in March of 1833, it appears as though the community got its wish. Crandall shut the doors to her school. Soon enough, though, she reopened it as a school just for Black women. Crandall and her 27 brave Black students endured countless threats.
Stones are being thrown at the school. They're coming through the windows. Eggs are being thrown at the school. Their outside well, horse manure was thrown down the well, so they did not have fresh drinking water.
The violence came to a head when a mob set the school on fire in the middle of the day.
There were students and teachers in the building at the time the fire had been set, but that was pretty much when Crandall realized, she couldn't guarantee the safety of the students. There would probably be a next time, so she does close the school down.
Crandall went on to get married, and her school was put up for sale. She and her husband moved to New York, and Crandall continued to support progressive movements there.
I think the school was a success. It didn't last long, it was short-lived, but it was certainly a successful school. The students went on to become, educators and leaders and abolitionists and activists in their communities as well.